Hello, everyone. Welcome to this cool Twitch for Toon Boom. We are live on YouTube and on Twitch because we cannot make up our minds, and you guys are everywhere, and it's great. So then we can, talk to everyone. It's just that you guys gonna talk to each other. So it's like two separate universes joined in one, I guess. So hi, my name is Mel, also Marie-Ève Lacelle, also the Bird Brain. I have so many different names. It's crazy. And I am here joined today with the amazing Nate Carr, who's going to talk to us about his school project, Made in Harmony. As usual, I have to set boring rules, so just like listen for like 30 seconds. Be nice. Do not ask crazy questions that are not relevant to the subject today. And, we won't break NDAs because we value her lives. So, that being said, stay polite, stay nice, and we're always happy to answer your questions. Just ask them in the chat, and we're going to take a look. I will be monitoring the chat. So, if I don't get to your question right away, I usually don't forget. I'll come back to it later. But if you feel I'm forgetting, feel free to just write, "Hey, Z, my question." And I'll be like, "Oh, right." And I'll check it. And yeah, the stream will be available also on YouTube later, so you guys can check it out later in case you want to take notes or anything. So Nate, how's it going? Who are you? What do you do in life? And what is your favorite color? That is nice. Me? Oh, okay. We are sorry. We are having a little pickle, and we'll be back in 1 minute. I thought we missed my introduction. I was like, oh no, oh no, I can't do that again. I don't remember what I said. Can everybody hear our lovely guest? Or am I just talking to myself?
Can they hear me now?
Chat, we need you. Oh, I guess not. Wait, can they hear me? Oh.
Okay.
Whoops.
What's going on?
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Okay, in the meantime, chat, let me know what is your favorite feature of the software? I think I cannot choose actually. What are some of your favorites? I like the cutter tool and the reference view. They're like my jam. They're great.
Can you hear me? All saying words, saying anything, testing.
I can hear you, but I don't know. Oh, we hear him. Okay, so let me just rewind. I will say hi. My name is Z, and Mel and Marie-Ève, and all the things I said before still apply. So follow the rules. But hi, I'm joined with my amazing friend Nate Carr, who's an animator and is going to introduce himself to you guys. Hey. So what's your name? What do you do? What's your favorite color?
I'm Nate Carr, or a studio spell circle. favorite color, like pinks and greens. And I do animation, 2D rigged animation in Toon Boom Harmony. Just love making these little like goofy cartoons, and doing what I can to keep making them.
That's great. Where did you learn to do like that rig animation art thing? Did you go into any school? Did you watch a lot of YouTube videos? Did you buy a book?
Let's see. I did buy a book recently, though I have not finished it. But before
Books
all
can be
that,
like that.
yeah. Before I did all that, though, at the very beginning, I just found like a really long YouTube playlist of I forgot their name, but they showed how to make a rig. It was like a potato. It was like 48 hours long. And
That's
then
great. I
I
love
just
that you
went through
start
that.
with the potato and you didn't start with like your crazy Naruto OC or like anime character with like 5,000 shadows. Potatoes,
Oh,
guys. Start with potatoes. It's the
yeah.
only way.
Okay, I didn't start with the potato. That's just what was in the playlist.
Oh, did you rig your own anime OC and cry because it was so hard?
It was still it was an OC, but it wasn't like a super complicated one, so it's at least a start. But it was still
It
like
was
accumulate.
potato shaped. It was potato agent.
Generally,
No, potato adjacent.
yeah, like a long potato. But then I went through the struggle of doing that, and of course having the most totally beautiful node view at the time was not a pile of spaghetti. And then I did it all over again because it was terrible. Then kept going, just making more characters and then trying to animate with them. And now I'm at the point where I'm just kind of making these on the fly, but still learning a lot with each one. Like Adeline here is one of the most recent ones. I made these two in like 3 days. Let me get rid of the background here. Yeah. Oh, they kind of look awkward here. But oh, right. Hold on. Here is a placement. Let me. Oh, forgot that was there. Okay. So yeah, these two are AJ and Adeline. They are both fruit characters in this cartoon that is about let's see, a bunch of fruits in a town that is just called Jamwood. And these two run a magic shop. Adeline does the magic stuff, and AJ does all the like plant-based farming stuff for ingredients.
If it's called jam, you said jam fruit, right?
Mm-hmm.
That implies they know what jam is. Isn't that a bit gruesome?
I hadn't thought of that.
I'm sorry.
Because then there's also a vegetable town called Stewbrook.
Oh! Maybe it's because of their harsh ancestry and they're past that now. No more jam. Anyway, my mind went to there.
Maybe.
But they look very cute. What are each of them? What fruits are they?
See, Adeline is a grape, and I'm wondering what is going on here. Oh, that's what. Yeah. So Adeline is a grape, like a pink one. I looked up if there were pink grapes after I designed them.
Who cares? Pink grapes
yeah.
in your world exist, and that's all that matters.
And AJ is an orange. Which these are the different angles for them, of course. Get back to... There you go.
So an orange and a grape going on an adventure.
Yep. And so yeah, Adeline does magic stuff, like the brewing here. So we got the pot. I can show the rest of the animation if you'd like me to pull that up.
Yeah,
get an idea of what's going on
show
here.
us all you have.
All right. This is it so far.
Hey, Jay! Pedalias! Pedalias!
Forgive me.
I only needed 2. Phew.
And that's it so far.
That is adorable.
Thank you. So, yeah, they toss in the Vidalias, and then the next shot, which I don't have pulled up yet, but is basically it explodes out the window, and I haven't really made like the background for this yet. I kind of threw this together just to have something down, and then I'll add like the effect of the what's in the pot like everywhere.
It'll explode.
Yep. And actually, I can just pull up the boards for the whole thing.
Hey, Jay! Pedalias! Pedalias!
Forgive me.
I only needed 2.
I love that little scene. It's so cute.
That's good. So what's it do?
This? It's just a smoothie. I don't make potions on weekends.
So that's the whole short.
It is very, very cute.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. And I would like to give you points of honor for having a storyboard that actually looks like a storyboard. It doesn't look like rough animation.
Oh, yeah. Since
Yeah.
it's rigged, it's a lot easier to just like to hold back on any step beforehand. Since
No,
I'm
no,
just
I
going,
mean,
like,
a lot
straight
of
into it.
people do, well, lately, it has been a trend in the past years to have storyboards and animatics, but they almost look finished. Not in how they look, but like so many drawings, so many poses and stuff is like, sometimes less is more. And your boards do the job just right, and it's great to see it.
Thank you.
So I have some questions for you.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just go bring them back because I closed the file as I always do. Oh yeah. What drove you to create this very own project with your lovely little fruits? What was the spark? You're like, oh, I want to do this.
Spark. I made
Not
these
spark,
characters.
maybe just a reason. Maybe
Yeah.
there's none.
I made these characters back in high school in like my last year of it. It was like 2019, and I just like doodled these little like fruit goobers, and then I tried like I basically been trying to make a cartoon ever since then of exactly this, but it wasn't long until I kind of gave up on this since I didn't like have the know-how or really any of whatever I would have needed at the time to make it. And I was doing like game art design class, so I was trying to make a game instead for a while. And then after a while of doing that, which it was about like a mage with a gun, that it was more like it was basically like a pipe that just kind of an explosion would come out of every time they would use that, and it would just be to blast at the ground and then jump higher and try to do like puzzles around that. But eventually I kept adding story to it and basically writing it as if it was a cartoon, and then I realized, oh, I actually just want to make a cartoon instead. So then I dropped that, and then I tried to make it a whole other cartoon kind of from that. and then over the past couple of years kept trying to do that, but since it was basically like made in high school, it was a project that was like band-aids on band-aids on band-aids of issues until recently canned the whole thing right out of there because it was way too big of a pain to make. And I was already making runic acres for a while but then I recently decided, well, now I can make this, so why don't I? And that's how I ended up here. Now, what sparked the initial spark in wanting to make a cartoon was, I just remember it was one of the random days in high school that I was just walking down the stairs, and just on like the top of the steps, I just had this thought saying, I want to make something that people can enjoy, and then that stuck as like a core memory. So then I kept trying to make cartoons since.
I see. That's super cool. Yeah, it's always nice when you have your idea, you do it, and sometimes it's because you see that something is that we don't see enough of, and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna be the solution to the problem. Hey, I was about to mention your eyes. You use drawing substitution, and I'm very glad to see that because while the formers on eyes is very cool for like tiny details or whatever, drawing substitution based eyes are very, very, very popular still. So you guys in the chat, take notes because they're so easy to work with and so fun to use. Yeah. And let me just see if there's little questions in the chat. Maybe haven't checked in a little moment. No questions on Twitch, but Bestiario Deodatonis. I cannot read it, but Bestiar says so cute.
Thank you.
So cute. My screen is too tiny. I can't see what's written. I'll have to solve that for the next stream. And nothing on YouTube.
Oh,
so,
wow.
What? Oh, okay.
Yeah, very enthusiastic audience, I see.
I mean, I think they're just captivated by your cool things.
My cool backstory.
What drove you to do it in rigs and not in hand-drawn animation? I mean, I know the answer, but I'd rather hear it from you.
I was lazy.
Yes!
That's
yes.
what it all comes down to.
And yeah, like rig is factually... well, rig can be faster than hand-drawn if you kind of play in the right way. And like this project is so nice because you see that it focuses a lot on like the expressions and the reactions, and the designs are so beautiful and so simple, like rigging wise. Like I think animating this in hand drawn could take a while because like there's the hat and there's a lot of like little overlaps, and like I think it would be longer to animate this in hand drawn than it would be in rig, which is not the case. When you think of things like animes, rig would not make it faster. So it does depend on the style.
Yeah.
And I think that you nailed a very cool style for rigs that makes it look very nice. And because your designs are super well optimized and stuff, it means your animation will be more fluid because you don't have to worry about 50 layers for one eyeball.
Yeah. Like even with the mouth here, which not optimal whatsoever. I usually have like a full set of mouths for different expressions, but I kind of threw these two together within 3 days. So I think I forgot about like doing the full mouth. I can show a fully finished rig that I am working on updating. Let's see, harmony rig. So this one is Sue VO2 from my other project, Runic Acres.
Sorry, what?
Oh, I just wanted to show off a more full rig that has everything. Like this here, this has all the different frames for the mouth. Like So that
Mhm.
lip syncing is a lot easier with this. Because with having like pre-made ones, even though it looks like like you'd think it might be kind of choppy, if you just add little motions between each of the frames.
Oh yeah, that works so well.
Yeah. I got that from I was watching a show that was clearly rigged animation. I think it was called Dead Endia, or it was like a Dead End Park. But I looked at the mouth and then I noticed that between some of the frames, the line art was slightly squished, and
Yeah.
that like clearly they were doing exactly that.
I mean, not just for rigs. I worked on Big Hero 6 and on Glitch Text too, which was hybrid. Big Hero 6 was hand drawn, Glitch Text was hybrid. Like most of them had some little hand drawn and rigged approach. But for Big Hero 6, for example, like everything was hand drawn, but the mouth, because we had to be so fast, right? The mouth were on pegs. Like we had a drawing substitution for the lip sync, and we would just slap it on top of our hand drawn animation. And yeah, there was a peg for the squish and stretch and a peg to just move the mouth around the face, and it worked wonders. And that's what's so fun about working in Harmony, because it's not about, because usually you have to choose the software if you want to do rig or if you want to do hand drawn. But in Harmony, it's so nice to just be able to do both, and that's a great example to have like these mouth that are half drawing substitution and half rig, and it works great.
Yeah, it cuts down the time by so much. I think definitely recommend that. Like a lot of there's so many like indie productions that I feel like could be made with
And
just
at least
lot
a little bit of
easier.
rigging.
Yeah, even like just
wouldn't-
even a little bit.
They would stop like having their budgets eaten by the clean and color department.
Yeah,
Not that it's their fault. It's just that clean and color takes a lot of time. So if you can have anything replaced by pegs or rigs or deformers, just do it.
yeah.
Like like I look at your little cat here with the tail, and for like Daisy, some of the cats, like the Like a Daisy pilot and show and stuff, some of the cats have very detailed furry tail that needs to be animated hand drawn. But a lot of them have very simple tail like this one, and I was like, guys, you could just rig it, and they're like, oh my god, we could. So whiskers, tails, props, a lot of things just ended up being pegged or rigged, even for like a hand drawn show. So hybrid, just do whatever you can to save you some time. Yay!
Actually, I can pull up one of the shorts. Let's see, Corn 3, I think. This should be the right one.
And let me check the chat again to make sure I'm not missing anything. No questions. No. Oh, I think there's a question. So Bestiaro says, I loved Nate's shared experience about how the cartoon came up. It's a really relatable story. And yeah, that's cool. So yeah, I love that scene. It's so cute.
Oh, right, I can play this out beforehand.
Zoom on it. Zoom on it.
Zoom on it.
Just a little bit. No. No, it's because it's vertical. So yeah, there we go. No, not that much. Crazy.
Yeah. Right, yeah. So which also this pose, that like it looks like you think, oh, maybe this is an entirely different rig. This is still the exact same rig.
Of course, you can just create new drawings with the deformers and everything.
Yeah. Well, not even create a new drawing. This is still the same shape.
No, I mean you create the drawings by pushing like the deformer point and stuff. So.
Yeah.
Because this is a big misconception. People are like, oh, I'm going to make a rig and I'm going to put deformers. I'll never have to draw again. I'm like, yes and no, because you're drawing by pushing the points. Like Harmony doesn't make these poses out of thin air. Like you have to be great and have a good eye to literally draw your new drawings with your deformers instead. So there's still work involved. It's just different kind of work. And you can tween it, which is what matters.
I had not thought of it being said that way.
Because it's still new drawings. It's like when people say like, "Oh yeah, I did all this animation and it's just using one drawing." I'm like, "Yeah, but you spent 18 hours making new drawings with the deformer points." So
Yeah.
there is a win of time, but it's it's in different ways. The animation is so cute. It's so perfect.
Not that kind.
Ooh, I
Oh yeah,
picked
the chicken.
Oh, too bad. Ha! You win!
Yay!
Which there's also this detail that no one has ever pointed out about the snow melting away. But right, how I went about that is using the animated matte generator,
Ooh.
which still I've only ever used it on like 2 instances total. Since it's still not exactly the easiest tool to use,
Nope.
but it's definitely useful for like something quick like this that has a really slow motion. Instead of like setting up deformers all over the shape, instead it just kind of immediately has those in place.
Wait, what does it do?
The animated map generator.
Make it play.
Yeah. All right.
Because I didn't notice anything about the snow.
Oh, right. Yeah. Wait, it's more visible on this one.
Oh, too bad.
I didn't notice it was happening. I'm so sorry. But now I know and I can appreciate it.
It's such a subtle detail. I made it too subtle.
Yeah. See, people learn the lesson. Sometimes people are not going to see the details, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I had to come to terms with this. Sometimes I was like spending so much time on a little thing, and then nobody noticed it. And I was like, well, at least it makes me happy.
Yeah. I mean, the idea behind it anyways is just, it's like a theory bait thing of like, oh, why is that happening? Since it's not happening around them. But of course,
because
like,
he's a magic cat with a very, very, very warm butt.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just a snow repellent. Who knows?
Maybe.
He's hydrophobic or something.
Yeah, the snow is scared of her. The snowman's worst nightmare. Let's see, what another instance of... Oh, what is going on there? Did I leave that in the final animation? There's no way.
We probably did.
Oh, no.
Things happen. Things happen.
Shorts. Corn.
Come on. What an easy bet. I got you right here. Pick an acorn. Maybe it'll have the corn under it. Just 1 penny.
What's the catch, Rat?
The only catch is the leaves you can make off this deal.
I love leaves.
Not that kind.
Ooh, I picked that one.
Oh, too bad. Ha! You win!
Yay!
Did I actually leave that?
Oh!
No. Oh, that's interesting, actually. It's not there. Oh, you know why? Because I made that in an earlier version of Harmony. So I think something in the latest version changed how this is placed.
Wait, what did it change? Show me.
Like this here, I see how this is in front of that, and then right here it's not. So I'm not sure why I did that, but yeah, there's a couple small things that happened when I updated.
Yeah, not in rendering. Maybe there's some little nodes you put that hide it or whatever.
Oh, what?
That's a mystery. Okay, next.
I got no clue. Well,
where was I? Okay, what are some common problems that occur in the pipeline when you work on your shorts and your scenes? And how do you work around said problems?
Common problems. I'd say really the problems would only come up when you like at the beginning, and then the process kind of goes around them. So let me try to think of what. A problem that could maybe happen if like a certain pose is squished too far, then it breaks like that. Or because let's see, the pipeline would start from. I can just go through it step by step. I might remember something. Let's see. First, it would start with the storyboard. Fixed audio.
Come one, come all. Want an easy bet? I got you right here. Pick an acorn. Maybe it'll have the corn under it. Just 1 penny.
What's the catch, Rat?
The only catch is the leaves you can make off this deal.
I love leaves.
Not that kind.
Ooh, I pick that one.
Aw, too bad. Ha! You win!
Yay!
Okay, I do remember that this was a struggle getting this shot, but purely because I mixed up where Sue is in this shot. Because like you see her jumping in from this angle here, but though technically Buck was actually right there, which that's the name of the rooster, by the way. And so then it just like took me a good bit to figure out how to flip the shot entirely. Okay, so yeah, first I would start out with the storyboards. Well, first I would write it, and then I would get the voice actors into a call, and then have them voice it, and then I would get the boards. And then time the boards to that. Toss it together in Storyboard Pro. I think actually this one was done in Photoshop first. I more recently switched to Storyboard Pro. And then I would export that into Harmony from the different scenes. And I would toss in the rigs by going to the library. And then you can like drag them in. And then I would just start posing them to like block it out. In a problem that could maybe happen is, I guess what kind of happened when I updated this from Harmony 21 to 24, that just the master controller like stopped working on one of them. I had to like remake one of them. But in total, there's not really many issues that actually happen. The only thing that can really happen like outside of it wouldn't really be from Harmony, would maybe be if like a voice actor got delayed because of a family issue or something. Nothing exactly within Harmony itself, unless my power suddenly goes out and then it crashes and then it corrupts the file. Because then that can happen. But other than that, yeah, Harmony actually works really well.
I'm glad to hear that it helps you. And what are some... Okay. Because we've been talking about project, and I remember, I think at first, before we could actually hear you, when you introduced yourself with your project, you said that you're trying to make cartoon and trying to get them, known or put somewhere and whatnot. Yeah, that brings me to a very popular question I always ask. What are some non-animation related skills and knowledge that you need to start your own project?
Non-animation skills. If you want voice actors, and that requires you to talk to people.
Oh my god, talk to people? I could never. Oh my god, I'm way too shy. I'm way too like how do I go about that? Oh my. Talking to people? I thought I was gonna make this project on my own.
If you can do literally everything yourself, then that's the one stage where you really need to talk to someone. But if you want to keep your sanity, then I'd recommend talking to more people. That you need social skills. That is a very important skill that definitely a lot of people ignore.
Yep. And as we say it in every stream that I host, Social skills are just that, skills.
Yes.
You can train them, you know. It's like I always meet artists and they're like, oh, like I don't have a job because I can't network because I'm too shy to talk to people, which is understandable. But
Mhm.
to these guys, I'm like, did you walk straight out of the womb? No, you learn because things takes time, and when you learn to walk, you fall on your face quite a lot. At least I did. And it's the same with social skills. Like I remember I said it in one of my YouTube videos lately, but I'm a YouTuber who makes I make streams and I don't care now. And I've talked into like giant audiences and I've done crazy things, but like I was not able to order pizza on the phone because it was making me too anxious. I have by now like um
Oh, what?
overcame over walked over this fear or this like anxiety and stuff, but it took a lot of time. And the way you do it is by baby steps. You just do little things once in a while, and you're gonna get better at it. But you can't just ignore the fact that social skills are as if or if more if not more important than your art skills when it comes to animation. Because if you're writing a book, usually you can do it alone. Comics, maybe someone for your background, someone for your drawing characters and stuff. But animation, usually it is much more of a team, team project and stuff. Because even for you, Nate, I know that you do this thing mostly on your own, but you've
Mhm.
learned a lot by talking to others. Like sometimes you come to us, you're like, "Hey guys, what do you think of this cauldron explosion? What do you think of like this character?" Like by being with other people, you also get knowledge, and it's great. Mm.
Yes.
So yeah, that was my little PSA on social skills. It's important. Train them.
Hmm.
And we only have 20 minutes left. That thing is so quick.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
I know, right? It just time flies. Um, okay, that's a fun question I always ask. So,
Hmm.
do you have any? It's like a question I kind of mix together. Usually, it's like, how does design affect animation? And then any tricks on how to cut corners, and like they're kind of linked together. The whole like design and cutting corners. But yeah, do you have anything to say about either the design or the fact that you can, you know, cut corners and be lazy? How do you do?
Uh, hmm. Well, I guess since I'm like used to it, I don't really think about it too much anymore. But I do design each character with the thought of how they are going to be rigged.
Oh my god, me too.
Yeah.
So fun. And the thing is, you have much more simple character, but even I do more like complex in the fact that they're humans with like neck, shoulders, and everything. But when I design them, sometimes I'm like, oh, this would work well as a rig asset, and that influences the design. And I'm just glad that you also had that. And if you guys are going to do anything indie independent, like on your own, it is important to have that in mind. And I know that I hear all the time, like, I don't want a rigging to limit my design. It's not limiting. It's just another like way to sometimes sort ideas, because there can be many ideas that are great. I love design. But then, this can help you sometimes make choices. So if you hesitate between two things, you can then take the one that's easier to animate. That's a great way to cut corners. And yeah. I love that little smirk face. It's so cute. I only need it too.
Oh.
Very, very nice.
Hmm.
Mm. Oh, okay. One of my
Oh.
favorite questions. What? What?
Mhm.
What? What are some things you would have liked to know before starting your project?
So much. A lot. before starting, I guess either this one or a lot in total. This one I kind of already knew everything I needed to for making runic acres, but before starting in total, that rigs can do a lot more than you think they can.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, because with my first rig, I would just try to go absolutely all out and putting all the
Everything.
gadgets and doodads into it to make it work however, and like it worked, but also I didn't know how to use it in the first place.
You make it, and then it's like if it's built of like hot glue and duct tape, and you're just scared that you're gonna like mess it up when you move it. So it's like
Yeah.
it's holding up with so many little nook and crannies. And
Or like even then with Sue here, I like this was basically a finished rig in total. I still flat out did not have like the skill or knowledge of how to actually really use it.
Oh yeah, that's a fair point. That is an
Yeah.
extremely fair point, and it happens even in big studios and big project where they're like, yeah, we have kick-ass rigs that were made by one of the best rigger in the world, but then if you give that to an animator who doesn't know anything about rigs, then it's not going to be helpful. It's going to be actually detrimental. So sometimes, depending on what your team is made of, you might benefit from having much simpler rigs. And as your team grows and learns, and yeah, you can make them more complex, but that is absolutely valid. Sometimes you're going to get a crazy rig that's amazing, put it in the wrong hands, and they're not going to be. It's like Dungeons and Dragons, man. If you find that cool wizard staff that's level 150, if you try to use it, you're going to blow up your whole party. So, so like
Exactly.
you have to learn stuff. Also, hi.
Right.
If you hear meowing, my cat just decided that it needed attention right now, and there's nothing I can do about it.
Let's see, because if I pull the shorts, this here is the first ever animation with this rig.
Hey, my name is Sue.
We don't see it. Oh wait. Oh, I see it. Sorry, my bad.
Things I like. Oh, well, I like my bed and ma and hay and leaves and matches and book and grass and the clouds and the moon and keep it short. 3 things. I like my bed and my ma, but I also like hay and book.
So this is so you can tell from the other animations this is a lot more stiff than say something like packets here. Like this here, this was a good couple months, maybe even a year later.
Yeah, because you learned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your name? How long have you been here? Do you have any friends? I don't really have many friends. Oh, I have Book. Have you met Book? He's so cool.
The thing is, like, please don't eat me. Just leaves.
Okay. Sure.
Oh, and another thing I learned is trying to do lighting like Klaus with the animated map generator.
No!
I learned to not do that because it's painful.
Well, I'm glad you learned your lesson, even though it was a hard way. But
Yeah.
Jokes aside, remember, folks, Klaus had a beautiful lighting, sure. It also had a whole department dedicated to this one job. So I'm just saying, it's not easy, and it's very, 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 very time-consuming and expensive because time is money.
Yeah, it was very tedious to do it. I think it took just as long to do the lighting as it did to like animate the shot.
Really?
Or I guess not really that long.
You could have just drawn it. It would have been so much faster.
It kind of did. This is like it was like 3 drawing swaps. Like it would be this shape, then this one.
I would have drawn it. I'm a very tech savvy person who loves gadgets. I would have drawn it. Sorry. It looks cute though. Good job.
Thank you. I'm not doing it ever again.
It's like Jack Sparrow. Did anybody see this? Because I'll never do it again.
Yeah. Another thing too is that master controllers save a lot of time.
If
They
you know
take
how
a
to
bit.
use them.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that too. take a bit to set up, like for like full head tilts.
But they're
Since
so freaking useful. Like, I'm not even the biggest Master Controller user, but for head tilts, they're like my go-to. Like, I need them for head tilts. Like, I don't need them for like eye movement or like, I don't know, like leg or whatever. But like head tilts, it's glorious. I love them.
yeah, like for setting those up, it would be about a 360
Oh, that's freaky.
runs, and then up, then down.
Do you do all
Then-
the way around, or do you use a mirror Master Controller?
Let's see. This is yeah. This the face is mirrored when it flips.
Yeah, there you go. Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The face and head is, but since the ears are asymmetrical, they
Of
aren't.
course. Yeah, that makes sense. Like for my characters, like for Better Being Good, usually like the face is symmetrical, but the hair is not.
Yeah, which this is awkward. This is a thing I gotta fix. When setting up Master Controller, I also highly recommend you do not move any peg that moves more than one part.
Or you can also exclude them from your Master Controller.
I can do that?
Mm-hmm. Open the window. Open the window.
What? How do I open the window?
The Master Controller window. Yours is on the top left, I think.
Or this one here?
No, the
or...
creator.
Oh, okay.
Mind you, I don't remember by heart where it is, but you see at the near the trash can on the right. No, at the bottom left.
Oh, this.
Right of the trash can. That button is a filter, so you can decide to filter out some attributes.
Oh,
This
my
is going to do it
goodness.
automatically, I think, for those who don't have any keys. But like you can exclude pegs that don't have any animation on it, even if it's like one key. But if it doesn't move, then it's excluded. But you can also just exclude them yourself. That's what the trash can is for. You select the one you don't want and you trash them.
That is amazing. I'll definitely have to set that up with a new iteration.
I'm glad I could be of service. The only reason I learned that is because I work at Toon Boom and someone at the office told me. So I don't blame you for not knowing. It's not super. I mean, now that I know, it's kind of like easy to guess, but I never knew.
See, this
That's
is
what I'm here for.
This here is what I call the project, which is the latest iteration of Sue, which also Sue spelled S-O-O, like soot. So yeah. This here is using a new feature, or not a new feature, but one that I learned recently from Mel.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because I saw the other rig and I was like, oh, the whole head is one drawing. I would have not done that.
Yeah,
I would have done these cutaways. I just thought about that the other minute.
Yeah, well, now I am doing that. But
It's
since
so
then,
much
I'm
easier.
replacing this drawing. That means I have to redo all
Yep.
these. So it looks a bit
Regrets.
wonkier. This is how it actually looks, though, when it'll be like finished.
And the explanation for that, like why it's better to have like these cutaways thing, is because remember when you animate, guys, and you're gonna, if you don't believe me, when you start animating, you're gonna figure it out. It is much faster to move a peg than to move the former points around.
Yeah.
Like if you just want to make like a little like head tilt down, you can just take the face and the little whiskers bits, not
Round
whiskers, but like the little the what?
This is the round Sue.
Wow. It's kind of cute though. If you take just like the face and the two little triangles on the head side of the head, you can make a little head tilts way faster than if you move the former points and stuff. So I'm just saying.
Yeah. And also I deal with like, let's see, a problem that I had with the older iteration is whenever it would go to, let's see, like a side angle. Yeah, like this here. Remove the snout there. It has like these artifacts here when it tries to line these up, since these aren't meant to be lined up that way. So it can be kind of visible. I think more especially if it's like zoomed in. So let me just do like that there. I guess it's not all too visible, but still it breaks when trying to do that. So that's why instead, but yeah, using a cutter, that makes it a lot easier to not bug out, especially in a profile view. Because here it just leaves it, and then I can remove that, and it's just that flat line. So like if a character has I say like the top of a t-shirt or like top of a shirt where there's like an opening and they look to the side, you can have a cutter there that's like a circle, and then you can move that off of the character and it won't like look all broken when it gets to that side angle, and it will transition into it a lot easier. Or yeah, you showed me that on the Woo rig.
For the mouth, right?
Well, where the neck meets the torso.
Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, right. And a small thing about like when making the mouth is that this is the one instance where I would copy and paste a drawing layer. Is it copies like the mouth here?
Yeah, because
the
you
mouth
clone it.
base. Yeah. Instead of duplicating it, or instead of using the clone, I actually like Control C, Control V, so
Well,
that
that's a
it changes both of these at the same time.
That's a clone.
Oh.
Now you know.
Hey, that's a
Control C,
clone?
Control V is the same as doing a like clone timing and drawing.
Oh, okay.
Now you know.
I did not know that actually. But yeah,
Now you know.
that'd be the one instance where I'd have the timing also included.
Yep. So it's drawing and timing. That's the Control C, Control V.
Oh, okay. But yeah, since this is like the back part of it and the front, but these are both one drawing layer.
Yep. And then with different pegs, and you put like the line art filters and all that under, and you can just choose which one you get. Super useful.
Yep.
Very nice, very nice.
What is the time left?
I think there's like about 5 minutes. Is there anything you want to show? 10 minutes left, I think. Yeah.
10 minutes.
About 10 minutes, yeah.
It
was hard to calculate with all the problems we had and the pickles and stuff.
I have an example of mixed animation too.
Show us.
My mouse. Okay, my mouse has been dying lately. I think I gotta get a new one.
Get some batteries.
I just replaced the batteries like a week ago. But
Get better batteries.
Let's see, harmony files for this one. So this is an example of it not being fully rigged, but just what's needed for the shot. Like even, I guess to show as an example of how much time can be cut down from still using a bunch of drawings. Like, yeah, this.
That's such a cute scene.
Which this is all that's rigged. Because I guess the eyes changed a good bit, but it's mostly, this swaps out a couple times. And this is just like one hand.
Yeah, it's always like that. Yeah, it's when you see characters like crossing arms, usually it's just a drawing. It's way easier than like don't do one finger at a time. Don't do that.
Do not try to like interlock these. It will be so many layers. Just make a single drawing, please. Let's see. Yeah, this is just one layer. That's just one layer. But this took me like a week total to make.
Cute.
That is. Right, there it is, all that glare.
Very cute.
Let's see, another thing Oh, that also recommend for when exporting is using the right node and like exporting as PNGs and then putting it together in a video editing program like I have Vegas Pro here, where you can import the image sequence and put that there instead and render it off of that. Because if you export it from Harmony directly, it can be, or well, what I've dealt with is that it's been kind of blurry, or not
Well,
just kind of blurry, but also the
it's gonna
coloring
depend
would be
on.
off.
Okay, but to that I will add, you don't necessarily have to do that. It's
Oh, I
just
don't?
that when you do, it just depends on which export you take. Because if you export from the right node, you can also get the same mistakes. It's just that when you export a video file, if you export it even from Vegas or Premiere, whatever, it depends on the codec, and not every codec has the same color space or color management as well available. So that if you export a MOV or a H.264 like MP4, you're not going to get the same color outside of Harmony or any software that you use. So even if you go in Vegas and you export, depending on the format that you choose, you might also get some color issues. So if you want to export, for example, from Harmony and not get any loss in colors or in quality, I think the best format for that, like if you want to get a video file, is to export a ProRes format, which is usually a Mac native format. But I think since Harmony 21 or 22, it's been added. Like if you go to File, Export Movie, you're going to see, I think if you go to the format, on the top, like you have H.264 MOV, but if you go to, oh, you don't get ProRes. Yeah, you do. It's the bottom, the second one, QuickTime ProRes. It makes heavy files, but then if you go to movie options, you're going to see the codec to shrink, like not to shrink, to write your thing is the Apple ProRes 444, and this usually is heavy, but it doesn't. It's like a lossless output. So if you output it, it's going to look like a PNG sequence.
Oh, okay. That's great then. Thank you.
Yeah, like, but it is true that if you export from the right node, you can use EXR exports or EXR sequences or PNG sequences, and these are also lossless. It's just that PNGs tends to be a bit harder to work with in other software, such as like After Effects or Vegas, if you do effects with them. But if you just want to put them like side bit to bit into like an editing software, PNGs are just fine usually. And yeah, so there's a lot of science behind exports, and now you make me think that I should make a video about it, because I need to do
That
that.
would be really useful. Thank you.
But yeah, so now you know, like for when I do my Game Grumps animation, I used to do like PNG like the advantage of the PNG sequence and the EXR sequence is that when you export, if you see that one frame is wrong, you can just render out that one frame. That's like the one advantage. But if you export like the ProRes file, for example, you get just one file to handle, and that's great, but they're heavy. And if you need to re-export just one bit of it, you have to re-export the whole thing, which in 2D is not so much of a problem. But when it used to be a 3D animator and each frame took you 5 minutes to render, you were doing sequences, not video exports. But yeah, now you know. I love these Twitch stream. I learn a lot each time, and everybody learns a lot, and it's great. Let's see how far we are in, because I think we only have like 2 or 3 minutes left. Time flies, friends.
Wow.
Oh, Flavio Silva says, I really want to understand English to know what they are saying. Will this video be recorded so I can see the subtitle late? Yes, it's recorded and it's going to be on YouTube. And I think now YouTube has great subtitle functions. So that's pretty cool. So you'll be able to check this out. Terso Uchiv says, am I right? Hello. And a username Cow asks, how would you guys make rough art or, well, sketches? I have no idea how they work and what the point is. Lol. So,
Ooh.
want to answer that one?
Would you say like within the program or
I think in
outside
general.
of it?
I think in general, like, why do we do rough art? Why do we not do the perfect cleanup at the end, at the beginning?
Because then it just makes it a lot easier to get the idea down first.
Yeah, because then you
Like,
don't worry about the details.
yeah, like I guess showing from these boards here of just get them down to get the idea. If it's like rigged animation, then you can just toss them down because you don't have to really worry about any like specific details, since no matter what, the character is on model because they are the model.
So, like, Cal, the rough is there to plan your thing so that you don't spend too much time finishing a drawing that you don't want to keep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, another question. A spiraling caramelian. I hope I say it well because my screen is so small. Let me zoom in like an old person. Oh, spiraling caramelian. Okay, yeah, that's it. Nice profile picture. They ask, do you guys have any tips for rigging in general? I really want to get into it, but it looks like so much stuff, lol. My answer to that is start small. Rig a
Yes.
potato. Rig the potato.
Make like an orb thing.
Yeah. Like, jokes aside, though, if you want to learn rigging, there's a lot. Like, you can watch my videos. I have a YouTube channel. It's called Zebra Brain on YouTube. But you can also check, like, the way. Okay, when I learned to rig, there was no YouTube videos about it, so I made so many mistakes. But I learned to rig out of necessity, and I think for Nate, it's the same thing. You learn to rig because you want to animate, but you want to cut corner more and more, and then you just slowly integrates more and more rigging tricks to your arsenal. So my advice would be, don't try to rig something crazy right away, but just build step by step into it. Like, start with an orb, then give that orb a face, give that orb hands that don't have any arms, or like legs without foot. Like, just build it, and the more comfortable you get, the more you can kind of build your arsenal of rigging knowledge. Even me, there's a lot of things that I don't yet know how to rig until I will have to rig them, and I'll have to figure it out. Yeah, so do you have any advice for
Yeah.
that?
I'd say each rig is also wildly different.
Oh
in
yeah.
every way. Like trying to figure out this hat was a pain to figure out. I did. This still feels kind of cobbled together, but the absolute bare minimum amount of shapes that I thought I would need for it, of having this here, this is like the back of it, but I had it that it cuts the top part of this, and then of whatever it's not cutting, this cuts that, but only wherever it overlaps Adeline's head. So it's like, I don't even see it. Okay, this is the hat. I didn't even realize that was like that. Of where it might look like a scary amount of wires, but it's really, Harmony rigs are mostly kind of doing the same thing a bunch.
Yeah, it's always cutters. It's cutters everywhere.
Yeah.
Cut. And like, just start with something with the least amount of pieces possible, and then just complexify it as you go. Don't start with something complex, because like shit will hit the fan. So start with a tiny piece of poop. If you put too much poop and it hits the fan, it's gonna have too much poop. So tiny thing.
And another perk that you get is that it's always fun to scare hand-drawn animators by showing them the node view.
Yeah, but the hand-drawn
Right.
animators are scared. But then when you open one of my rigs or whatever, or any rigs for that matter, you like, I always show them like it's the same thing over and over again. It's something cut by something else with a deformer on top.
Yeah, it's pretty much just that. Like this here is, yeah, this is the drawing layer. So which that includes like this shape itself. And then this is... Oh, really? Now it doesn't want to do the really cool thing that I thought would have been cool. Nope, now it does. And then this is the deformer for it, which, I mean, I put them all on by hand, but there is here animation envelope creator. It can
No,
automatically
don't
create
show
some
it.
envelopes.
The
What?
secret.
No, the secret to
You have to
cutting out
deserve
time.
it. You have to deserve. I'm kidding. Yeah, that's a great tool.
And
And,
then, yeah, and then the peg for it, which saves the movement of the whole thing. And yeah, more pegs and stuff. I just really like doing this because it's just cool. How does it... Wait, how is... Oh, that's cool. I'm learning a bunch of features here. This is more so just cooler for presentation's sake than it is like actually using it. Because I'd rather just like zoom out and stuff.
you can play Mario Kart with this.
Play Mario Kart.
Bing, 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 go! And then you just like roll around. And yes, we only have a few minutes left. So is there anything else you want to add?
I guess, yeah, animating with rigs takes, I'd say, just as long to learn as it does to animate with hand drawn. And actually get it to look good. But also, you are still going to be doing like hand drawn stuff a bunch. Because you can't expect like the perfect rig where you're just deforming all like everything, which at that point can take up just as much time as drawing it by hand.
Yep.
So there is a point where rigging isn't the best option. But if you want to make goofy cartoons about fruit people that are basically just orbs, then it's really good for that. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming over. It was a pleasure. I had a lot of fun. Don't forget that we stream multiple times a week. So check our little schedule, check our Twitch channel. We have so many cool guests coming over to help out. And we hope that you enjoyed. The thing will be on YouTube soon. And yeah. Goodbye. Z out.
See y'all.
That's when Janelle is like, this was amazing. Yay. Or not.
Wait, did it end?
I think it did, but I'm not sure. So keep smiling, smile and wave.